This video is sponsored by the Design Mechanism, the makers of Mythras. Mythras is a registered trademark of the Design Mechanism Inc., used with permission. All rights reserved.
Oh, right. Let me turn them on. Yes, we are all here. Welcome back, everyone. I know everybody's in the wrong position. I will sort that as we start to play. Can somebody just talk to make sure that your chat's working?
We can probably talk.
Medevac, go ahead and talk for us.
Brilliant. Everything is working perfectly. Welcome in. Rise of the Spirits, Part 6. The party are in a really interesting situation, and I am really looking forward to how they get out of this one. And just to say, anybody who remembers the Christoph adventure in Lindo, this is not a dream. This is not, this is for real. So without further ado, I'll let the players say who they are and who they will be playing tonight. And we'll start with Mr. Pickles because he's here on camera.
I'm here on camera. Yeah, I guess that is a rare thing. Anyways, I'm Mr. Pickles. I'm playing Bartleby Fumus. He is our team's theist, and he serves a goddess that gives him a lot of healing powers, protection, and overall just buffs for the team. I don't really have much of an ability to fight back against enemies, though I've developed a defensive staff style. So it's going to be a hard time in this swarm fight here. And with that, I'll pass it on to the guy who can actually do some magic damage, Captain Kangaroo.
Everyone, I'm Captain Kangaroo. I'm playing Cyrus tonight. He's like the protagonist, the main character of the group. He's he's a a sorcerer of the Red Order. That means he does some badass damage and some pretty crazy stuff. He also can do like backflips and things. So he's kind of like a action hero as well, but like the Bruce Willis kind, not the bulky Schwarzenegger kind. But you know, he's gonna kick ass and you know, maybe remember names if he's not drunk enough. I'm gonna pass the mic to Diggy Dex.
I'm Diggity Dex. I play Tarek, the shaman of the group, who leans heavily on spirit combat. And
It sounds as if everybody's making excuses at the present moment in time.
and maybe. He is a stranger to these lands and is adapting on the fly, as it were. So, and then I'll pass it off to Medevac.
Yeah, why, thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Medivac, and I play Hazra Khan. He's a nomad. He's the group's tracker, forager, HE with a pointy stick. He likes to use a short spear and a scimitar to attack. He also wears light padded armor. Yeah, he's adept at keeping himself alive and protecting his friends too. And with that, and with that, I shall pass them to Fishy.
Oh, I'm Fishy. I am playing Merrick, who is a swordsman who feels a little out of place at the moment, but honestly is mostly worried about Cyrus, because looking at the map, I'm getting huge flashbacks to the video arcade game Gauntlet from my youth, and I keep doing "Red Wizard is about to die" going through my head.
Yep.
With that,
Been
back
more
to you,
about Red
Will.
Wizard eating all
A
the food.
sorcerer and a wizard, so
back to me. Yeah. So the party are on a crusade to save Windvine. They started off in a little village called Windvine where they've set up their base of operations. And one day, Terric appeared on the beach in the middle of nowhere. Merrick has traveled across to Windvine and arrived on a boat. And pretty soon they were dragged into ridding the surrounding countryside of some kind of blight with night stalkers and ghoulish savages. And they headed out to the farmland, which is now completely a peat bogland. They've killed a baby crocodile. They survived a night stalker attack with screeches as they died from up on high. They even managed just to defeat 2 ghouly savages and a haunt from a farmer that had perished, and his spirit stayed behind to wreak revenge and havoc. Terric nearly lost one of his spirits in that match. However, and Balterby nearly got carried away by a night screamer, night terror as well, which was exciting. Anyway, the party have arrived at the farmstead, which is the center of all this blight and all the spirits generating. And they noticed that all the blight led to a well in the middle of the farmstead. As they approached the well, something seemed to happen, and hundreds of little imps appeared. They crawled out of the roof, they crawled out of windows, they appeared out of bushes, and pretty much surrounded the party. If you can see the full map, everywhere you look, there are little imps. Just a couple of things before we start to play. The well is slightly wider than that on the map, just so people know. It is a normal size well, so people can get into it. I'm not suggesting that is the way out. I just didn't want you to think that was really a really tiny whale. It's not at all. Apart from that, it's coming in nighttime, if you remember. Merrick and Tarek seems to be slightly further behind than everybody else at this point. I can't remember why that was.
I think we were just lagging back a little bit while the others investigated the well, and I'm now thinking that I'm in exactly the right place to lead some of them away.
Yeah. So these imps sort of like appeared from the surrounding countryside. There wasn't anything magical about their sudden arrival, and this is where we left it last time, and we're going to dive straight into it. We're going to have a moment for questions if anybody has any questions. Then everybody is going to have like a free action to do something or to rearrange your cells or anything like that, and then the combat will begin. So these are not hanging around. They seem to almost like smell you in the air and look like they're ready to approach. They're not carrying any weapons, just so you know that, but they are Some of them have already flapped their wings and have flown up a slight way. Some of them are scampering over the ground as they come out of doorways and windows and things like that. So, yeah, does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask before we plow in?
Yeah.
I have 2 questions. Well, you guys go ahead.
My question was, I thought the other 2 were lagging behind because our red wizard was getting like a fireball to lob down the center. Did you have
There
like?
was talk of that.
Yeah.
Did we ever start that, or was it like as we?
Yes, I wondered. I thought I ignited the hay right next to me.
Fireblade.
Was it Fireblade or Ignite? I can't remember.
No, it's Ignite on the hay.
bale.
That's why I thought. Okay, that's why I
Yeah.
remember I did. Yeah.
This one here. So
Yeah.
so this one is actually on fire.
Mm-hmm. Which I think that's what illuminated the area.
Yeah, it will certainly illuminate the area. Let's see if I can find.
Because you were trying to get fire that you could animate.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Because you didn't have a nuke to just throw down in the.
He had no napalm, so this
but
is the.
I can combine a few things to make napalm.
Nice. Okay then. So hopefully you can all see that.
Mm-hmm.
That's on fire. I'll give it a bit of dynamic lighting as well. Let's say it will do this much.
Oh wow.
I don't know whether or not I've
It looks
gone
better.
too far with that or not. I might reduce it slightly. Yeah. Oh, that's why. It's because it's in it's a radius, not a diameter, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did I? Right.
I thought it was the circumference actually.
Yeah. So
maybe
it
an area.
needs to, like so. Let's see what this looks like. That looks better. Yeah. So that is on and blazing. Just to let you know, as it does set fire, Cyrus, there's quite a lot of billowing, dark, quite thick smoke, mainly because it's not just pure hay.
Mm-hmm.
It's got part of the blight and everything on it as well. So it is a light, but at the same time, it is forming smoke all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what was your other question?
Was there like a whole bunch of like tentacles or vines or something over the well?
Yeah. So the blight seems to have grown out from the well. So it's not actual tendrils or anything like that. It's more like lichen or moss or lichen, depending how you want to say, that is growing out. So there's nothing that you can grab hold of or anything like that at the moment.
Got it. Okay.
But maybe you could cut it off. Like you could chop that and it might break the connection.
It's more, you would have to almost like scrape it. It seems to be growing from the ground. You know, it's as if almost like fungus spreads, the rhizomes go underground and spread out. It's more like that. So you can't sort of like reach down and pull it up or anything like that. It's actually in the ground.
Which I think is why we were considering burning it instead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just to let you see, no, Hazra and Bartleby, you're close to the well. Cyrus, as you sort of like set fire to the hay, you do notice that the well goes down. You even with this little bit of light, you can't see the bottom of it. It's just sort of like goes down into darkness. But yeah, anybody, any other questions?
How do I get out of this chicken beep outfit?
No, I'm gonna, if I
Well, we've
can,
got
I'm,
one
just, I'm gonna
express
start
element of
casting
the
as
hell
soon
going
as
down.
I can. That's all I can say.
Say again, sorry.
I'm gonna start casting as soon as I can.
Yeah. So once if there's no more questions, then we'll move on to the first sort of like combat phase. So what I'm going to do, you are all going to get a free. I'm just getting the whatchamacallit, the there you go. You will have like a free turn, okay, and then initiative will be rolled, if that makes sense. So, if anybody wants to do anything specific, or move, or ready weapons, or start spell casting, or anything like that, then now you have the opportunity to say what you would be doing. But it's remember, it's only one turn worth of actions, so it's just like one action point that you've got until combat starts in earnest.
Well, Hazra's going to thrust his spear towards Bartleby and say, Bartleby, can you give me your mistress's blessing?
I thought Bartleby had run already there.
I'm already casting something different,
Oh,
but
you are.
I will.
I imagine she goes blade sharp.
I'm going to cast Shield first.
Okay.
Before I get to that. But I'd like to at least say, after saying my prayer of Amriel save us all, and yes, Hazra, and I'll reach forward, but that's probably where my free action would get cut off. Anyway.
Okay then. So yeah.
So I want to indicate
Just
to him that I am intending to do that next.
Yeah. Nice. So you just need to roll your exalt.
And that's why it was me first.
Yeah.
Amriel knows.
Amriel knows. She's saying, no, you selfish theist. You should have.
You didn't get enough money for the church.
That is not a good time, a good roll to start this off.
It might be a great roll to start off, because now maybe the rest of the rolls are gonna be amazing.
Nope.
No, that's not how it works.
We will see. I think for that.
Why is there a dial tone with my goddess?
So you do actually lose a devotion pool or magic point.
A devotion pool.
Yeah, for fumble. And the spell doesn't come off, and a magic point is taken from the devotion pool.
I don't have a way of putting a fumble on my exort skill with the way the character sheet's set up. Is that am I not able to get a fumble on?
No, of course you can have
a
there
fumble.
It is. Got it?
I was looking down at my casting section.
Yeah, no, it's up at the top. Yeah. So that's Balterby's done. Cyrus, I think you were talking about spell casting.
Yeah. So I'm connecting two spells together.
Nice.
Which is Animate Fire and Rack.
Okay.
So I put that, and I'm probably gonna put the other variable as well as be distance. So how far I'll be able to use this.
Then. So one shaping point to go into combining spells that allow you to have two spells. One for range. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is going to be 1 meter times power.
Mm-hmm.
What about things like magnitude, how powerful it is? Is that something that you want to put shaping points into or not? And number of targets is the other thing.
What's the max number of targets can I?
Well, you can actually go up to 10 shaping points. It's 11, and then it's +1 target everyone above 10 points. So if you did 11 shaping points, it would be 12 targets, etc.
Do I use? I just try to remember shaping points. I don't use that many magic points per shaping points, do I?
No. Your shaping points, you just fuel your spells with that. That's all that actually happens. So generally, you can do. You're using up 2 at the moment. 1 to combine 2 lots of spells, and then 1 to do the range. So you're going to be up to 3 turns now before the spell comes off. Is there anything else you would like to add to it? There's still duration, which normally is just your power in minutes. So that would be I would have thought about 16 minutes or something like that. 14 minutes.
14 minutes, yeah.
So that's default.
Mm-hmm.
And then your magnitude is 1 as it comes out.
I'll probably bust up my magnitude to about 3, and then put the remainder of shaping points in.
How many shaping points do you have? 8? Do you have altogether?
Yeah, 8.
Yeah. So 1, 2. What do you want your magnitude to be?
Put it 3.
3.
And then
so
the rest put towards amounts targets. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'd take you up to 5 targets. That'd be the maximum. So you've done 1 shaping point for combine, 1 for magnitude, 1 for range, 1 for target. That's 4 shaping points, which means plus your normal turn. These spells will not go off until 5 turns.
Right here.
Is that all right?
Well,
question.
Yeah.
So when you spend a luck point to get an extra action, that comes off at the end of the turn, correct? Or would that only happen at the end of the round?
It can happen any time within the turn.
And you can only use 1 per turn like that.
Yes.
Could you theoretically then use that to speed up the casting?
Yes. So you could use a luck point. So instead of to grab an extra turn, an extra action point, isn't it, that you grab?
Yeah.
So that would then and you would spend that action point casting the spell, so it'll just reduce it by 1 turn or whatever you've got. You're up.
So I think that'll be plan. I'll use 1 luck point to bring it down, and also, are we getting 1 free action as well right now?
Yeah, so your luck point to take it. Yeah, so your luck point to take it down to 4 turns.
Yeah,
and then you've got 1 turn free, so that'll leave you your 2 spells will come out after 3 turns. That's when you'll be casting your spell.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, cool. Let me just put a nice 3 there so we know. Tarek, Merrick, and Hazra, is there anything that you would like to do?
Yes. However, what I want to do is slightly dependent upon what Tarek is doing. So Merrick's going to delay slightly do what Tarek's doing. Then what he wants to do is sort of get in back to back with Tarek and cover his back so he can't be attacked from behind.
Okay.
But obviously, if he moves, that changes what I'm doing.
I think Merrick could probably shout out as a free action. It depends whether or not you want to stay here or you want to move closer to the rest of the party.
Yeah, I think Merrick is happy to go wherever Tarek would like
Yeah.
to. So
And that sort of like seems reasonable. So you're protecting Tarek, you know. So if Tarek starts to move, you're sort of like turning around and sort of like following him. So Tarek,
he'll come in behind and he'll yell, Tarek, I'll watch your back. And
I
then
think
respond to what
moving
Tarek says.
towards the rest of the group would be a good idea to keep us close together, depending on what happens. Keep each other's backs.
yeah, okay then. So whereabouts would you like to finish up? I'm quite happy for you to move wherever you want, apart from off the map. You go.
Sprint straight map south.
So Terry, you can come here if you want, and
Sure.
Merrick, wherever you want to move them, move it to where you want to be at this precise moment in time. I'm happy with that.
Right, so I guess if I'm covering his back, that's going to put me there.
Yeah. Okay. Hazra, is there anything you would like to do or move for your one turn?
No, well, I'm just literally holding my spear out in the hope that Amriel's shining light will appear on it.
Yeah. So let's now roll some initiatives. Don't forget to click your tokens. Hazra, well done. Up there, Tarek's there. So these all have what's your initiative, Cyrus and Merrick?
Initiative is 10.
12.
Okay, let's move you up like that. So all these imps will work on the same initiative. Okay, on the same initiative. So you sort of like this fire, this haystack is ablaze, and you sort of like all move round and into a protective circle. And at that point, we now move into combat. So what's going to happen, just so you know, these imps are moving towards you in this round. Okay. So at the end of the first turn, they will be on you. Okay. So if you're melee, unless you want to chuck something or do some kind of missile weapon, you're sadly going to not be able to do much to start off with, but I'll still go through the turn order as we go down. So Hazra, is there anything that you would like to do?
No, there's nothing I can do. I'm not leaving the group. And I'm just there with my spear pointing towards them.
Nice. Got ya. Baltaby.
I'm going to not spend my action panicking. I'm going to help out my friend who is protecting me with a little bit of blade sharp on his spear, and can't get a. Oh, okay. Okay. Reversing it.
Now, see, that was the right thing to do. Amriel has blessed you.
Yeah.
I'm not selfish. It's survival.
This is an approved action.
Yeah, and she hopes you have learnt your lesson, because she doesn't require any magic points for that.
Thank you, Amriel, but I didn't know that this was such a transactional relationship.
Well, guess what?
I would like to use no, I take it back.
What were you going to do?
I was thinking of using a luck point to get an extra action to then go charge up shield mode, but I don't think I'm going to push it at this point. That'll be my next.
Okay. Tarek, what would you like to do?
I'd like to call the aid of my
please
former...
call the one that
Well, no, I'm not calling the big one.
Oh,
We're not in that big of a dilemma right now.
We're not surrounded by thousands
There's-
of imps
there's-
looking to eat our flesh.
Well,
What if we judged our friend Tarek? He doesn't want to be judged. He showed up on the beach.
Tarek, who
Into
would
the
you like
surfing
to?
ended up here.
Who would you like to summon?
now you're making me second guess.
Oh,
I feel like he's bigger against like a boss, better against a boss than he is a bunch of little things. But
I mean, Godzilla was pretty powerful against the military, and they were a bunch of little things. Just
I
blowing them
love
away.
Paul Tarek, he's torn now between my my pointer is hovering over two tokens. Unless you bring in your guardian spirit, which
that's what I was
well,
thinking of doing.
I
actually.
would be
I was thinking of calling upon my guardian spirit, but you know what? Everybody wants him. Let's pull out the big guns, I guess. Let's pull
Yeah.
out
the darkness element,
yep.
elemental.
I guess we're going balls to
Hello,
the wall.
darkness, my old
my
friend.
Yay,
Let's
darkness.
see, what did I name him? I named him Corvax.
Corvax. Yeah, so he you summon him. You need to roll your binding skill to summon him.
Yeah.
Easily, and he sort of like appears before you and says, "Hang on."
I did not understand a single word you
That,
said.
that wasn't.
He's speaking in tongues.
Sounded like he had gas at the end of that.
He does.
Yeah.
So you have a choice now, Tarek.
Mhm.
If you want his full power,
Full power.
you're going to let him
Yep.
embody you.
Let's do it. Let's go all big.
Yeah. This is
Okay,
hot
then.
stuff.
You might regret this. Just saying.
So I think when you summon this spirit, I think you have a stone, is it?
On my neck, yes.
Yeah, that is constantly cold to the touch, I think.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. So this almost like elemental type creature seems to be it seems to pick up and pull together every little bit of darkness around the time and place, and it all seems to come together in front of Tarek, and it almost like forms a puddle of darkness, a small pool of darkness. And then as Tarek is holding this sort of like piece of jet, this almost like dark elemental rises up from the from this pool of darkness. And then Tarek says to him, what would you, is there anything you would like to say to him to embody you, or I could just make it up?
Just
Take me. Make yourself at home.
Give me your full aid, I guess. Give me
Yeah,
your full aid and power.
And you notice that this Hazra and Merrick, you're not too sure, but you almost like think that this elemental, this darkness elemental, suddenly has a grin on its face, just momentarily, as it sort of like lurches back a bit, and then absolutely forces its way onto Tarek.
Hashtag me too.
What?
Rude.
Terek sort of like gets consumed by this darkness, and you, for a moment, you can see that the darkness is whirling around him, and he's sort of like trapped inside. But then you notice that his eyes close and open, filled with darkness, and what stands before you is not Terek anymore.
It's
That is,
Mecha Terek.
yeah.
It's like
He's
Venom.
just this sort of like huge darkness elemental. And he's a sort of like loser. Merrick, anybody, you're all very close to him. And you suddenly get a rather a chilling feeling. It's as if this beast, this magical monster, is pulling the warmth almost like out of you. He's seeing anybody who seems to be close just seems to get cold and cold. And he's sort of like, he's a lot taller than both of you now. And he sort of like lets out a hideous laughter that sort of like sends shivers down everybody's bones. Could
I
you
think there's
roll?
going to be an involuntary slight
His
step away
initiative,
from
yeah.
him at this point, and a cry of, "Is that meant to happen?"
Right. So the darkness elemental is you've had your thing for this round turn, so he can't act now. He's embodied you, and he'll be ready next round. Merrick, you're up.
Okay. I thought I knew what I was doing, and then that happened behind me. Okay, I've got reach on these guys because of my big sword. So what I want to do,
they'll be in combat on 5 for you.
Yeah.
They'll be in combat, right?
What I want to do, I think, is there is a delay mechanic in this, isn't there? I'm trying to remember how it works.
You can delay. If you delay something, you can use your action to either defend or evade for the rest of that that turn.
Is that the only thing I could do with the delay, is it?
Yes.
Right.
So, for example, you would delay your turn now. So when I move in on 5, if I attack on 5, then that you can still parry, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you mean. There's unfortunately no mechanics for the thing that I would like to do, so I will forget all about that. And yeah, I will delay so that I can defend when they come in.
Okay, and Cyrus, I'm assuming that you're taking another point off your spell casting.
You assume correctly, and I'm not going to take a nap randomly.
Yeah. Okay, and then at this point, the rest of the creatures sort of like move in around you. Okay, let me just say some things at this point. Obviously, they can't all attack you at the same time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a dynamic in the rules that allows you to attack multiple opponents. So the first thing that happens is please remember that you are constantly fighting. Okay, it's not that you're just stood there. So the first thing that happens is that we make evade rolls. Okay. In that evade roll, it's opposed. Okay, so you need to either get a different level of success or higher than the imps. Okay, and just to let you know, a lot of the imps have different attack skills as well and evade skills. Okay, so what happens then is that if you have your unopposed roll, your opposed evade roll, And then that determines who has the combat. Okay. If you then use your action, okay, to do whatever, and these creatures, you don't hit individual creatures, you hit the mass of creatures. So Hazra, if you do 6 damage, okay, you take out 6 imps. Does that make sense?
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then. So if somebody does a huge amount of damage, you know, like rolls a d10 and does 10 points, then 10 of the imps are just sort of like obliterated, and then that's it. If you fail the opposed roll, then the imps get to attack you. If you still have action points, you can parry. Okay, but imagine that there's loads of imps coming at you, and you're sort of like either keeping them at reach, if you've got a long enough weapon that I think, well, all of you apart from, so their weapons are small reach because they're just their hands. Okay, so they will have to get a maneuver to get underneath that to actually get to you. Okay, and they might forfeit an attack. So just to let you know, I'm not going to remove the ones near you, if that makes sense. As you kill things, I'll remove them from the outside or just let you know how many's gone. And then imagine that others take their place, etc. Does that make sense to everyone?
Crowding in to fill the gaps as we take them out.
Yes. Yeah, exactly that. So on their 5, they have all come into attack at this point. So Hazra, we come to you first. Okay, so the first thing that we need is an opposed evade skill. Oh, so if we both fail, you have to imagine that you're ducking and diving and blocking these things as they're coming in to grab hold of you all the time. So if you would like to make your evade roll. Oh, this is what we like to see. Oh,
Oh, I'm so glad I got that.
Yeah. So you actually, you're the person that actually manages to hit. You've got a short, is it a short spear? What's the reach of your spear?
The reach is reach long.
Take it long. Okay, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're small. So they're actually, you're keeping them at bay with your long
If you imagine how she stood there spinning it round. And,
yes, exactly. Yeah. So let's see if you can do some hits for me. Roll your combat skill. We don't want to fumble here. No. Okay, that's brilliant. So would you like to roll your damage, including your damage modifier, etc., etc.?
Yeah. So here's my short spear with blade sharp.
11 points of damage. Nice. Okay, this is a
nice.
good.
That is maximum.
This is.
Yeah.
Good start.
Yeah. Oh, just to let you know, if you do a critical, if you get a critical, you automatically do max damage.
Right.
When you get that critical. And Bartleby.
So do I do the evade skill first?
Yeah, evade skill first, as these things crowd round you. Okay, so
I'm
you
focused on something else.
You'll focus on something else. But my evade is actually 60, by the way. So I actually fail my evade roll as well. So you just sort of like, you got your staff out and these things are trying to hit you and they're bouncing off your shield. Have you got your shield up yet?
That's what I'm trying to do right now, actually.
Yeah, so you're sort of like whirling your staff around there, sort of like you're keeping them at bay. And yes, so you can use your action, because you're not using your action to attack, to actually cast your shield spell if you wish.
I wish so much. Okay, who thinks I'm gonna get 99 again? You were wrong.
Okay, is that 11 points?
That is 11 points, and I'll hold my staff out triumphantly, begging Amriel to help me save this land.
Brilliant. And so we move on to the darkness elemental, who is stood there. I'm just going to move you slightly out one square, because you're quite big.
I can't see anything, so it's fine.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, because hang on. I know why that is. It's because I've hidden your. There you go.
Okay.
Can you see things now?
Yeah. I wasn't sure
yes.
if it was like, you're consumed now, so now you can't see anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you're blind. So you should have your character sheet out.
I do.
Yeah. So if you would like to roll your evade. Yeah, which succeeds. Fine. 41 also succeeds, but it's opposed. So you win with the 45. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you use one of your actions now to do your damage.
Okay. Let's see, where's the damage roll?
Which is quite considerable.
I rolled to attack with the combat style. Is that what I'm doing?
Yes. So that one first, which is fine. And then can you see you actually...
Oh, I have 2 weapons. Okay.
Yeah. But the strike does no damage. It just does your damage modifier, which is up at the top.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you got that?
That's the damage it does? Okay.
Yeah. That's the damage it does, but it will, I'll tell you what it will do then as well once you roll some damage.
Okay, sure. Wow, that's terrible.
It is. You scored a 1 and a 7 on 2d10s. But okay, that takes it down by 8. So now you have a choice whether or not he freezes, or he has a choice whether or not he freezes or fears. It won't actually matter for any of these, but you notice that this darkness elemental sort of like reaches out his arms and sort of like wraps round some of these 8 of these imps that actually get consumed, and you hear their sort of like shrieks, and you're not too sure whether or not it's shrieks of pain or fear or anything, but he sort of like embraces them, and then Hazra, Merrick, and the rest of you just see these imps almost like pass through the darkness elemental, then land on the floor, sort of like twisted and contorted, and their wings are sort of like frozen, and they've got like frostbite all over them. Merrick, you're up.
Right, so the old fancy footwork roll then.
Yeah. Okay,
Not
I failed. So
roll,
you,
but at least, yeah. Thanks,
but I failed. Yeah. Okay, so you use your action to do an attack.
Yeah. Nice big sweeping strokes of the sword, which is going to hit.
Yeah, that hits nicely. So do me some damage, please.
It's going to be that one.
Nice. 7 points. I will tell you when the swarm is down to half. Okay, just so you know. Cyrus.
Just want to verify. Cyrus's trait is that he can roll acrobatics instead of evade. Is that still the case?
Yes.
Okay.
But aren't you casting spells?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to maintain your concentration, which means I think you're limited in what you can actually do. I think you can walk. Or you can defend. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure you can. I think you can defend or and talk, and that's it. So yeah. So you can use your you can use your
Acrobatics.
acrobatics. Yeah,
Acrobatics.
that's cool.
All right, here we go. Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Not so
Oh,
nice.
wait,
Not
suppose.
Not nice enough,
Suppose.
but nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no way you could
nice.
win that one, though, was there?
Not nice. So
There
do
is
you
one way
just
to win. You could.
I do have this one. Actually, I'm going to do this because I think my spell hits next turn. So I'm going to use a point of luck to have you reverse your roll.
I don't think
I
you can
can
reverse him.
Oh, okay.
I re-roll. Yeah.
But
Is that
even
what you
then,
want?
he has 60 and he needs to beat a 14, so that's actually not the best.
Should I
not a
reroll?
great use.
Should I
What
reroll
bit?
mine?
You can't
Or-
succeed if you reroll except by getting critical, which
Yeah.
is a 6%
Yeah.
chance for you.
Yeah. So what?
You have a better chance of getting in-rolls to reroll, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that because I can't get distracted.
Yeah. So if you do get hit, then you make a willpower check, and if you fail your willpower check, then you lose concentration on your spell. Okay.
Isn't this just
so-
to see if they're crawling past his waving long weapon? The evade acrobatics?
He's not. He's casting spells.
Oh, right. Yep. Sorry.
So he hasn't got his. He hasn't got his weapon out. But I want no rude.
Yeah, in-rolls. I'm gonna have to cite you there. Rude.
Yeah, rude.
So brilliant. So yeah, you want me to roll it again? Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Oh, so
16.
close.
16.
Very close.
That is close. You do have one heroic point left in your pot, by the way.
I don't know if this is something we should waste the heroic point on or not.
I mean, you still can roll willpower, so there's still a chance.
Yeah. Let's do this.
As long as you have a strong willpower.
Get that strong willpower.
He should have. So you need to make a successful willpower check to withstand.
Should I roll it now or do I have to wait for?
I'm just making. I was just checking whether or not.
When it comes to willpower checks, Cyrus can treat a slug of wine as if it was a luck point, can't he? And re-roll.
Yes, you need to just roll your willpower. It's just like it's not opposed or anything like that. You just need to succeed in it.
Nice.
Yes, that's absolutely fine. So you carry on casting. You don't lose that, but I do see if I can hit you.
In-rolls. Can I spend a luck point to get an action before they are acting?
Yeah, you can do it. As far as I'm concerned, you can do it anytime you wish.
Okay, I want to use a luck point to get an action after Cyrus's turn there. Let me remove that luck point really quick. Moved. I would like to ask Amriel to make sure Red Wizard does not go down.
Oh, you're giving him a shield.
I'm giving my buddy a shield. Oh, never mind. Yeah, you get a
Oh,
shield. And I would like it to passive block. I guess the upper portion of his body. I only have 4 locations, so it'd be chest, right arm, left arm, head.
Okay, yeah, got you. So let's just put. There you go. So.
May Amriel bless the one without faith.
So my evade is 60. My actual attack is 48. Okay, so they do hit. Let's see where they hit. This is my D20. 19, which will be either his chest or head, I would have thought.
I do.
Yeah, so they sort of like come in and they try to claw at your head, Cyrus, and you're concentrating on your spell. You think this is it. But all of a sudden, as they claw at your head, they seem to be pushed back by a golden moonlight of a shield that just sort of like appeared in front of you. You take no damage at all from them. And that's it. Everyone is done. So we're going up to the top of the round. Now, anybody with three action points, I only have 2. So you all get, if you got 3 actions, you get a free hit. You don't need to roll an opposed or anything like that at this point. So Hazra, do you have 3 action points?
Indeed, I do. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So a free hit.
That works nicely.
And your damage will be. Oh, I rolled it twice. Sorry.
We'll take the first
Yep.
one. That's all right. How much? 5. Okay, then. Okay, and Bartleby doesn't have any. Tarek, how many action points does your spirit have?
3.
3. Okay, then. So it gets an attack. So roll your attack at this point.
Wrong one. This one.
Okay, then. So I
Nice.
actually want you to do your maximum amount of damage because you got a crit, which means your maximum amount will be
20.
20. Ouch.
Lovely.
Okay. He sort of like almost like takes out a huge portion of these creatures round about him. He just sort of like all of a sudden he just goes sucks them all in and almost like casts them all back down on the ground, and they're also like contorted and everything. We're down to you think there's probably less than half still available to be fought out there. Tarek, Merrick, do you have 3 points?
Do indeed.
Okay, then go for it.
So
Successful to
attack.
hit roll.
That is going to hit.
Yeah, do some damage for me.
Oh, only 3 damage.
It's all right.
very
Nobody
crappy.
was watching. Nobody was watching. Don't
Everyone's
worry.
paying attention to the spirit. Nobody's paying any attention to me. No.
Cyrus, do you have 3 action points?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay, then. Okay, nice.
Now
So
it's
your
time
spell
for
will
the
come
chest.
off. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's.
Don't you dare
let's not-
fail this roll.
Don't worry. I'll use all of every magic point I've ever used in my life.
Remember, it's hard.
Why?
Remember, it's a hard
Oh,
because you're casting 2 spells together.
got it.
No, because it's just because I'm mean.
Yeah. Do this to
She
me.
says so.
It's because I don't want you to succeed.
Oh no.
No, that's
I will. I will do
It's
this.
not even the
then.
right skill, is it?
I'll use my last
Well,
luck
your
point.
use your invocation
Oh.
skill.
Did I put, why did I do that? That's
Cyrus is being funny during combat.
It's invocation that you need to roll, not shaping.
sorry. There we go.
Oh, that was so close to a crit. So yeah, so tell me what you would like to do.
So
your rack, I presume, is quite simple, yeah?
yeah, so this is what's gonna look like. Out of the flames, I'm just gonna have a giant, ferociously fired up. I'll probably Phoenix burst out of the fire.
Oh, I got this one.
We can use our imagination. And then around it probably have some fireballs because I'm able to attack 4 other Thanes outside of my main attack. So I have the fireballs kind of swirling around it, be able to just shoot out at random imps. But the main focus is essentially going to have the Phoenix dive bomb into the well.
Okay, got ya. So the rack spell is attacking the imps, is that correct?
As well as the well.
Yeah. So you will have, if you've animated it, its size is 3 times the intensity of the spell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so so this is going to have virtually the same attack as yours, Tarek, isn't it? It's going to be very similar to yours. So let me just grab. So let's do some damage with the rack first. Let's do that because that's quite clear. So you're attacking how many opponents is it?
5 altogether, but one of them is the well.
Yeah, okay then. So your 4 racks, okay, your 4 opponents that you send out with your racks, would you like to do damage for those first?
Sure. Which would it be easier? Should I do each or just one big one?
What damage does it do?
1d8.
I would just roll it. Well, no matter what, it's going to give 40, 32, isn't it? So I would just roll, in this instance, just roll 4d8. That would be easier.
Okay. That's 1.
Oh, no, I just meant roll
okay.
/ roll 4d8. But we're on here now. Let's just do.
I can do
2.
that. Okay.
Build tension. Do it slowly, one at a time.
Yeah. 7, 8, 14. Right.
Now roll 4d8 just to see what you could have had.
Yeah.
Let's see what you could have won.
Scary.
Okay, now I thought you were rolling 4d8.
Oh,
now
okay.
tell me what
I can do that. Okay.
But I just want to see what you would have got. You got 14 the other way.
See, just go
Okay, so tell me about the well.
The well.
That's the next.
It's napalm in it. So, oh no, you tell me. I'm just essentially having the animated figure smash into it, hopefully igniting.
As in go down it. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay then. So this, just to let you know, this little fire elemental here is called Ginger Snap. I just wanted to point that out. Down it goes. So it sort of like rises up away from Cyrus, and Cyrus is sort of like blasting out fireballs at these imps, and then almost like with his other hand he goes shoom, like this, and you notice that you all feel this this burst of hot air as this sort of like fire elemental dives down into the well. You also notice that Terek's darkness spirit elemental almost like cowers somewhat as the heat and the light of this fire sprite elemental comes down, but it sort of like backs away for once, and then it sort of like comes back, and you can see the light sort of like flicking around the well as it dives down. And that's the end of that round. So we're coming back up to the top, and this is round 2, turn 1. Hazra, we're coming straight to you.
Right, she'd like an evade first.
Yes, please.
Oh.
We're fending each other off. We're fending each other off. As your evade is very low.
Yeah, I know. I don't evade that much.
No, that's it. You're tough, aren't you? You're
tough as nails.
Tough as nails. So Bartleby, you're up next. What would you like to do?
I would like to cast a spell, but I think I have to evade first.
I got 20.
I got 95.
Okay, so my sprites, 48 is my attack roll. They sort of like claw at you, and they're almost like flying and bumping into your shield spell, and they keep sort of like trying to claw through it, and there's just like flashes of Amriel's light as they sort of like try to claw their way through, and you're just stood there quietly praying as if all this is happening around you. Go for it.
I think they're attacking Bartleby, but they're all looking at the flame and darkness and not paying attention to what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
They think I'm to blame. I want to swing back towards Hazra and give him a prayer of protection.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice. Roll your folk magic, I think, isn't it?
Yes. If Cyrus is worthy of protection, surely Hazra is too. 31.
Yeah. Is that 1d3?
Yes.
Each location.
That's just a 1d3. The next hit he gets.
The first hit that happens, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
He doesn't need as much protection as Red Wizard.
No, not at all, because he's tough.
Yeah.
Red Wizard has ADHD. Okay, he needs all the concentration he can get.
He's tough. Hazra's tough and a pirate by the sound of it. I don't know.
Is that what he meant by the plains where his nomad tribe threw him over boats?
That's Terek, it's your darkness spirit up first, so we've got to roll our opposed roll for our whatchamacallit.
You won.
Evade. Now I've succeeded.
I'll use a point of luck and re-roll.
Me or you?
Me.
Okay, go for it. Oh, wise move.
Yes.
Wise move. Okay, then. So you get the attack. So
Okay.
roll 2d10s.
Wait, I have to roll my attack first, right? Or
Yeah, attack first. Yeah, sorry, then damage. Attack hits. Ooh. Darth says good choice, by the way, just at that point. Yeah, so your darkness elemental is consuming these imps. And it's sort of like, you notice that some of them turn to try to get away, and it just sort of like reaches out a dark, black, pitch black tendril arm and sort of like grabs them and pulls them back and absorbs them back into their body. Tarek, Merrick, and Hazra, you can see round this elemental. There's all these frozen, contorted little imps there. Merrick,
Right,
let's have
fancy
some
footwork it
evade.
is. Oh, I don't like that roll.
I miss.
I'm all right then. I'm all right. I get away with it.
Yeah, my was 87 and my evade is 60. So you win. So you needed to hit roll.
So to hit roll, yep, that will come off.
Yeah, and then some damage.
For 4 points this time.
Nice.
Remarkably low damage on a D10.
You are.
You're beating me on kills so far.
Cyrus, you are up.
Actually, I have a question. Does adding fire to my rack spell, does it add any like additional fire damage?
No.
Okay.
It's just part of the spell, but you do have your rack spell up. So it's sort of like these fireballs reached out and then you sort of like, you're a bit like a mage that sort of like fires them out, and then you notice that they all appear in your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, you go and fire them out once more. So do some. Are you going to roll a d8 4 times or roll 4d8?
4d8, might as well.
Okay. Does it come at like 4? You what?
12.
Oh, big gun.
I take it all back. It go, and it's all like it blasts a hole in these imps down at this end bit. A huge amount of them just sort of like disappear. I've made your fire disappear as
You
well.
blew out your
Sorry.
fire.
Yeah.
With all my fire.
Yeah, it just sort of like let me
No,
sort of like.
no.
Who's Adelaide?
My dog, Adelaide.
Oh right, I thought you had a lady with you or something.
I'll be there in a bit, Adelaide. Yes.
You know how it is, the rock and roll lifestyle of an RPG Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
Groupies everywhere.
Can somebody take out this one over here, because it seems to be controlling things? It's the general.
It is. He's the one that's controlling everything. He's going to join now. Hazard, just wait, because you've said that. It's going to come across to that. Okay, then. That's my imps done, because my imps go at the same time as you. So if I gained my, then I would literally hit you. Hazra, we're back up at you. We need evade. I miss, and so do you.
I miss. This is a pattern for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not parrying, so that's all right. Baltaby, you're up. You do still have imps round you.
And that's okay, because that's a 75 for you.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Oh, I hit. I actually do some hits. Do you wish to parry against me or not?
Amriel guides me, so yes.
Remember, it'll use up an action.
That's fine.
Okay, then. So parry away.
I believe I only have 1 action point left, and I've cast all the spells I wish.
Actually, you don't need to use that action point, because my roll was 91. So I actually missed. So I would have declared that before we parried. So that would be, so you're fine. You can keep that action point. Tarek.
I wouldn't gain anything from using a luck point to reverse this roll, would I? Because if I trip one of them, it wouldn't really affect.
Yes. So if you did it to a 7, then you would parry. So you would have a you would do damage to them from your. Well, you would probably do about half damage because there's no specials in this
Exactly.
at the moment. So, but I'll let you do half damage, as if you're damaging, as if you took the special damage weapon.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that then. I'll give you
as
a
a
luck point.
defensive parry. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so that's another luck point. So you need to roll your normal damage and then we'll halve it. Halves will go up. I'm really worried about the massive battle that's going to happen next. Because your luck points are going down hugely.
oh yeah, I still have one left. But apparently I don't know how to roll, so I'm just gonna manually roll.
That's all right.
So half would be 1.
1. So you take out an imp.
Yeah,
Nice.
You actually
trip it
take...
midair, and it's like, no, I don't like this anymore.
yeah, and you sort of like bash it as it goes down to the ground.
I knock it towards the darkness elemental that actually gets
yeah, it's almost like a baseball hit. It's sort of like comes through and you go, and it goes flat. Darkness elemental.
Oh.
No, I do succeed, but it's opposed, so you win. So you can roll to hit. Yeah, that actually hits. So I need some damage from you.
Ooh, that's a good hit. 18.
18. Right. So that is. Let me take this big chunk. Let me just move that fire because it's getting in my way all the time when I'm selecting. And a lot of, let me put this back here, a lot of these, there's very few of these imps left now around. They're just sort of like you've managed to defeat the majority of them as we come on to you, Merrick. Evade rolls first. I fail. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you've got an evade almost as good as me, and yet you're failing
I
all
know,
the time.
and I'm just failing
He's
every single
saving
time.
his rolls for the next fight.
Yeah.
So at the end of this fight, guys, we delay and just keep finding things to do to delay that fight until next session.
So you need to do some hit points of damage to hit that hit,
That is
and
a
then
hit. And that's 9 this time. Finally got a decent damage roll.
That takes almost all of them out now. There's just a few left. Cyrus.
Is my I don't know, my thing I created, my Phoenix, it's not hitting anything down there, is it?
It's just headed down the well still.
Oh wow. I'll try to attack what's remaining. So kind of
yes,
freeze us up.
4d8.
It's been going down the well for like 8-10 seconds now.
What a big hit.
Yeah, big hit.
Yeah, lovely hit, which actually removes the final lot of imps. The fireballs get summoned back to your hand and go, psh, and they sort of like almost like guided missiles turn around and blast imps left, right, and center. Right. Before we go to your break, Tarek, you need to do something, don't you?
Probably roll a willpower.
Presumably not lose control and kill your friends. That would be nice.
Okay, then. So
It's a very wise thing to say.
Tarek, you can actually order all your spirits back to their fetish, apart from this one.
Yep.
You do all the other ones automatically. This one, you have to make a successful binding skill Otherwise, it is released.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
No releasing without a fetish.
Oh wow, that's scary.
Can't you just wear it all the time?
yeah. Can we have it instead of
Yeah, instead of
Tarek,
Tarek.
please?
You could actually if I fail.
we like him. Just to remind people as well, because I think it's worth saying this. If that spirit takes damage,
I take
then
damage.
when it comes back, you certainly do. You take that damage, and it's evenly distributed towards your hit points. Also, if and then serious wounds or etc. would count on top of that. There, and of course, you are actually embodied in it. But it sort of like looks it looks a bit begruntled at you, Tarek, as you re-summon it back into the fetish. You can hear it almost like muttering to you as it does. Just to let you know, Tarek, you feel really cold. Because this darkness elemental has embodied you. It's been part of you. So your temperature is, people can see you that you're shivering. There's bits of frost or ice on you. Cyrus, you look over the well and you can see your animated element at the bottom of the well. It seems to be about 30 meters down, and it seems to be in some kind of cavern. You can, as you look down, it's sort of like stood in the middle. You can see a bit of water down there, and there seems to be it seems to go off in every other direction. It doesn't seem to be at a wall or anything like that.
But it sees there's water down there.
Some water.
Mhm.
It's not like there's a bit of water on the ground or maybe a little stream
Mhm.
or something like that. It's not full of water or anything like that. That brings, of course, combat to the end,
Mhm.
and that ends that scene. So any spells that were up now are taken down. The defensive ones. Yeah.
I'm just going to keep fighting so I keep my blade sharp.
Yeah. For the rest.
Yeah.
Just beating up the hay bale now.
That's right.
Did you put any things into any shaping points into time?
No.
No. Okay, then. So you probably got a little bit longer with your two things because they're there for 14 minutes. But so you've got the time, but not necessarily actions with them. Your rack has stopped, but the hay bale is still burning, and the little fire elemental is still down at the bottom of the pit.
Tarek, mate, you look a steak. Go stand next to the hay bale, mate. Warm up.
Do you wish to go over to the?
Yeah, I'm gonna go stand next to the hay bale and warm up.
Yeah, it seems to be. Do you have any knowledge skills, Tarek, while you get over there?
Knowledge in what? I have knowledge in spirits and venom.
Okay, then. Make a hard venom roll for me.
Wow, 6.
Criticals, 6. Really nice. You, as you get close to the fiery hay bale, you start to smell a bit of the smoke that has been billowing off it, and you definitely think this probably connects to the swamp gas that people were talking about beforehand, that might make people go mad, etc., etc. It seems to be when the blight is either burnt or it decomposes naturally. Okay, people, it's just 2 minutes till past, so let's take our break there, and we will be back at 1:45, and we'll see what the party gets up to next. And yeah, so go off, grab some snacks and coffee, and be back by 1:45, and we'll see what happens next. See you all real soon.
drinks. Medevac. There we go.
Welcome back, everyone. Just to let you know, in the interval, I have gone away and had a serious discussion with my imps because their roles, I think they had higher evades that. I think yours, Merrick, is the only one that's higher than them.
If I heard you correctly from what
mine's
them had, I was
100.
3 points higher than them, but they were doing awful.
They did. I just I'm going to make a good attempt to get better. Okay then. Let me delete that and take that off.
I look at the fact they're all getting each other's way. That's why they were so rubbish.
Next time, I'm going to up their skills to 80 and see whether or not that.
What do you mean next time?
Oh, guess what's down the well? Okay, then. You are all up at the top of the well. You can see Cyrus's fire elemental down at the bottom of the well. It's about 30 meters down to the base. So just so you know, if you falling damage, I know in D&D 5th edition, I think it's like 1d6 per 10 foot or something like that. So if you fall 1 meter or less, no damage. 2 to 5 meters, 1d6 to 1 random location of damage. Okay, so if you got 4 in your arm and took 6 points, then there's a nasty break in it. 6 to 10 meter fall, 2d6s to 2 random locations. 11 to 15 meters, 3d6s to 3 random locations, and 16 to 20, 4d6s to 4 random locations. And then every plus 5 meters, it's an extra 1d6.
So damage for falling down this well works out at splat.
Yes. Very, very much so. As you sort of look down, you can see what I described before. The fire elemental seems to be sat in some kind of cavern. It doesn't look like it's a cut cavern. It doesn't look like it's human made. It looks like it's more natural. And you can see a bit of water down there as well, like a little stream trickling through.
So we aim for that.
Yeah.
Aim for the bushes. Aim for the bushes.
There
goes my hero.
Drop Baltaby down first because he's got an 11-point shield.
Technically, my shield lasts for minutes based on my intensity. But
or to the end of a scene.
Yeah. That's usually how it. I mean, there's rarely an instance where we're thinking about throwing Bartleby into a dangerous thing right after combat.
Until now.
Yeah, let's go with
we
the
announce that
scene.
we're doing it early enough, it'll keep the combat going.
Well,
I've got 10 meters of rope on me.
Just before you start, this here seems to be a shed.
Yeah.
This seems to be a farmhouse, and this seems to be like almost like a granny flat, a smaller house off to one side. The imps came from completely round this area. So some of them came up from the bushes in here. The ones that appeared here actually came out of these trees further back here. And then they came out of here. If you remember, they came out of here, Tarek and Merrick, right next to you. Yeah, and out of there as well.
I'm going to turn to everybody and say, maybe the buildings might have a cellar that might go down. I don't know. It seems very strange.
Might be worth a look.
And even if they don't have a cellar, Cyrus, don't you have the ability to fly around safely? Maybe you could go explore it for us.
I can go explore it for me.
If there's nothing, like if you go down there and there's nothing down there, then we'd all know nobody needs to jump down there.
Or there's something down there and I just have to kill it myself.
Yeah, or you could fly back for backup.
Yeah, and please remember that animate substances requires concentration as well.
Yeah, try to concentrate, Barley. Got it. Stop distracting with these silly questions.
Points from me?
I do feel strong. If I land on my head, I should be good, right?
Exactly. 100%. Did somebody say that they're going to investigate sheds or something?
Yeah, I'm going to look into. I'm going to head down towards this main house, main building.
It was you did a survival roll at the end of last adventure. Did you see it? That actually gave some really good information.
Yeah.
You told them that the blight all came from the well and everything like that.
Well, my theory is maybe there's another way down into the well.
Okay.
I'm going to follow closely behind to back you up.
Or maybe this down here that we don't know is down there yet. But it seems to be a way down to water level.
So as you get close to the house, if you remember, the others were quite decayed and rotten. These houses seem to be more intact, but like I said before, the blight has almost like grown up the wooden walls.
Yeah. So
it's as if it's sort of like restructured the house and is actually supporting it.
Right.
The door is just sort of like hung off. It looks like something's either bashed into it or pulled it off. As you look inside from the glow of the fire behind you, you can see that there is blight on the floor. And there seems to be overturned furniture in there. You also notice a rather bigger lump of blight over in one corner. That's all you can see from where you are without entering in.
Now, that large lump at the bottom, casting my mind back to when... Oh, I wasn't there, was I? I was a guard captain at the time, I think. Or was I? Wasn't there... the last time we encountered things like this with the stone, wasn't there a body and the blight, the whatever it was there?
Okay, so roll, Hazard, just roll a 1d100. Okay, does Bartleby and Hazard, does 74, if you rolled 74, would you be successful in insight?
No, I would not.
No.
Yeah,
I do have a memory one.
You could use a point to look. It would 47 be successful for any of you?
No.
No.
Make note. Attack via insight.
Any advances doing a lot lower?
Yeah.
I mean, we've had people in our group fall for vampires eagerly.
Yeah.
Like we're always being tricked by merchants and guilds, thieves.
Yep. So do you wish to go into the house?
Yeah,
not, but I think we probably have to.
I'm going to put my my base covering up.
Oh yes, yeah, because you bought some of those with. Yeah, everybody has them. You bought them with you, I think. Yeah,
I thought we'd been wearing them
because of the swamp gas.
Yeah. So yeah, you sort of like step into. And Bartleby, are you going in as well?
I'm following right after Hazra.
Okay.
I'll be using my spear as well, to the floor as we walk.
Yeah. Would you both like to make a perception check for me
Now that I can do.
at Herculean? Bartleby's. I just imagine Bartleby just looking around going.
He's always just thinking
Maybe
about
Bartleby
praying.
needs spectacles.
If we
Maybe
knock that wall
Yeah.
back, we could expand the living area.
Lovely curtains.
Bartleby's mind is on higher matters at all times.
Yeah.
I sure hope my two
Poor holy man
minions
is so
back at
blind.
camp aren't causing problems for the town.
Oh yes, that's what you're thinking about. That's a what are they named?
Let's see, Sam and
Decker.
Sam and Decker. That's right.
Yeah, because it's the same name as the tool, isn't it? Sam and Decker's. Yeah, so Hazra, you were successful. Getting a little bit closer, you recognize that you can see through bits of the blight and the lichen or lichen, and you can sort of like see through it, and there seems to be two bodies underneath there. They're just skeletal now, but it looks like there's an adult body, and then wrapped in the adult body's arms, it tends to look like a little baby or a youth of a skeleton, wrapped up protectively, if anything at all. The other thing that you notice just as you're poking around with your spear, you do notice that also you notice that your spear goes through the floor. There's no cellar in here, but it does seem to be riddled with small imp holes, tunnels that seem to go down. Just as you look at them, Hazra, they're probably big enough for a person to fit in, but only that person, if that makes sense. You would have to sort of like tuck your arms in, and almost like, well, you could either go head first and almost, what do you call it when you do that down the
Like an army crawl?
Suicide? Lunacy?
Is it called a army or commando?
Commando
crawl
crawl,
type
maybe,
thing,
Yeah. It looks like they're going to be big enough for that. You also notice as you pull the blight away, and there is a puff of spores, but luckily you got your faces covered up. They seem to be quite steep.
Would it be wide enough for Cyrus to walk down?
Yeah. You can get two Cyruses, one on top of the other.
Sorry.
Even Cyrus,
two Cyruses in a trench coat.
yeah, would have to sort of like, bring their arms in and almost like slide. Hazra, you think it's very much like birds or animals that had nests underground. They could quite happily fly up. But I mean, maybe Cyrus turning into a bird, he'll be able to fly down. But the rest of you looks like it's, if you want to go down them, time for helter-skelter slide.
It's a little bit of claustrophobia might start kicking in.
Or
Cyrus.
if I'm going to turn into a bird, I'm going to go down the well. I'm not going to go down a smaller hole.
We've
This is
got
a
to go
farm.
down the
This is a
the
farm.
well is
Can
the
we
way
get
home.
y'all connect a bunch of ropes together?
Well, first off, I don't really want to touch a lot of this blight because it looks slippery, I'm assuming.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Holy Priest. I'm so sorry. I don't want to get your little robes all muddy.
Oh, that's not the thing. And it's really, I'm just not as athletic as the rest of you. I spend most of my time praying and transcribing notes in the church, and I'm very concerned that I'm not going to be able to climb down a rope in a well that is a slick surface. I'm assuming you're putting your feet on the wall.
No,
And it's
That's how you
slippery.
climb.
It might be really hard. And
what we could do with you, Bartleby, is we could put a loop on the bottom of the
no.
rope, and you
you're
could
gonna
put
make
your
a
foot in
harness
it.
for me and lower.
Yeah,
You know?
no,
But
you
what if
know.
there's nothing down there? That's the thing. We need to know what's down there before we decide to make rope harnesses for priests.
Maybe Tarek could send a spirit down.
Or somebody could turn into a bird and just fly
Or-
down.
or-
Fine,
or
I'll
Cyrus could go down
turn
there, right?
and I will check it out for y'all, because obviously you guys would be nothing without my abilities.
Well, obviously.
Just to let you know, if you were climbing down a rope,
Mhm.
you would move your maximum walking speed, which is about 6 meters normally, and that would be every check that you make.
Mm.
So you would climb down 6, you would have 5 checks to go down. And if you failed one of those checks at that point, you would fall. Okay, so you might just fail the last one, in which case you just drop 5 meters and just, take a 1d6.
But with Bartleby,
the
we could lower
well
him down
narrow enough?
first-ish.
So I think is the well narrow enough that we could chimney walk it?
But
I mean,
it
the
opens
ropes
up.
the ropes would be useful anyway, but still get to the bottom
yeah,
of the well
so-
part. We should
so
be able to
if
chimney
you're-
walk it.
So if you're actually climbing down the actual well, then the difficulty would go up. That would be the first thing. So the rope allows you to climb down, and with a rope, which is a lot
basically
easier.
it is too wide to chimney walk it.
Yeah, well, you could do it. You could do it, but it would just be harder because you don't have something helping you to go down. I understand that the rope would be tied onto you, so if you fell, then that would be easier, but it would be a hard roll.
I'm envisioning it where the well goes so far that it opens up into a cavern.
Yeah, it's a cavern at the bottom. It's how far
Correct.
We
away
don't, we
goes
don't know
down.
the drop between. I mean, you can well walk it down so far, but then there's that drop anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
Unless you've got really, really long legs.
At the moment, I don't think we've got enough rope to get all the way to the bottom, have we?
Well, I've got 10 meters, and that's all I've got.
I've got 10 meters.
And we
That's
don't even know if
20
there's
meters.
anything down there.
Cyrus,
Yeah.
you're turning into a bird. What bird are you turning into?
Hawk.
Okay.
Penguin.
Perfect.
Okay, it is dark down the well.
Ah, fine. I'll turn into an owl then.
Woo! Okay, then roll your invocation and remove the magic points.
Like to imagine that you keep like your flowing red hair
Oh,
as an owl.
Yeah.
You do know she's going to sit on the well wall, just turning his head round and round and round.
It's good to me.
So you take flight and slowly descend down the well. It seems to go down as a well for a certain period of time, but then it opens into this cavern. And you notice that the well walls are man-made, but also then this cavern is not. You're not too sure. It almost like rolling an insight as an owl. You still have your normal mental faculties. So that roll shouldn't really be altered with you being an owl.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you think it looks like something might have come up and broken into the well, which has caused any water that was in it to drain out into the cavern. Does that make sense? When you get down to the bottom, there's about a 5 meter drop from the end of the well down to the actual cavern floor. And as you sort of like go down the well and you unfurl your wings to do a bit of a scout, you notice something. There seems to be water down here. That's the first thing, like running water. You're not too sure whether or not it's just redirected from the spring or the well, you know. But there's something else that you see, and you see quite a few of them. They tend to be about this big. Can you see that on the camera? On my camera, yeah. And they look like eggs. And they seem to be laid in clusters. You notice some of them, it looks like the top has been ripped off them and they're down to one side. And there seems to be clusters of them. It seems to be that you get clusters that they're all closed in still, and then clusters that they have opened in. Could you make for me, please, a formidable perception check? And I'm only giving you this because you are an owl.
Oh my gosh.
As you fly away around, you your night vision of the owl picks up movement inside the eggs. It doesn't look like they're solid eggs. They look like they're almost like bat wings eggs. And as you circle around, you now and again you just see something moving inside of it. You also notice that there's 6 to 8 tunnels going out of this place. The other thing that you notice is the bottom also has blight on it. It comes down the walls as well, and then goes off into the corridors, the tunnels as well.
Xenomorph eggs. I say we take off and nuke the site from orbit.
Is there
I was
any
thinking the same thing.
What were you thinking?
They wanted to take off and nuke the site from orbit.
Is there a certain tunnel that seems to have a lot more blight coming out of it?
You sort of like scan round. There seems to be a couple leading off to the north. So if the cavern was underneath, they seem to be going up to the north. They seem to be quite wide, those passages. Not human made.
Yeah.
They seem to be dug out of the ground. Cyrus, using all your fantastic intellect, you don't think this is the source of the blight.
Okay.
If anything, you think it comes from one or two of those northern tunnels.
Well, there's two things. We can either.
Are you flying back up?
Yeah, I'm gonna fly back up.
Yeah.
The squirrels. What I saw.
he's got like a mouse in his mouth when he comes back. Just has like a little tail coming out of his mouth.
Need some protein, you know. I've been a busy boy. Okay, I'll shape change. All right, so a whole bunch of tunnels down there, a whole bunch of weird eggs that I didn't kill, but maybe want to kill. I don't know. This is what I think. I think whatever this is all emanating from is from the north, but I don't know if I don't know if the best way is to go north above ground and find where the source possibly could be, or if we should go through the tunnels. But if we go through tunnels, it's going to be difficult for you all to get down there. So what do you guys think?
Well, up here, it looks like it's come up out of this cavern, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
From the well, yeah.
yeah, much though I don't want to go down there, it's looking like the best bet.
Were there any tunnels going to the east towards the sea?
There's like 6 tunnels. They're all kind of going everywhere. But yeah.
Some of them were really small as well. Some of them were only like
That again.
almost like
Yeah.
Cyrus size.
This seems to be more of a crossroads situation than the source.
Yeah, a hub.
A hub. Yeah.
It's yeah.
It's a good place to get your Delta flying miles.
So it seems that well, you have several options. You could head off north up land, or you could somehow get down the well. You can either put the ropes together and then try to get down that way, or you can go down the chutes. Cyrus did say that there was some smaller tunnels at ground level.
Yeah,
So
I don't want to crawl through a tunnel.
No, I worry about whether they're going to be wide enough the whole way.
I actually checked my pack. I do have rope, but I don't know how long it is.
It comes in 10 meters.
Okay.
But if you
It's a
combine
bit
multiple
like-
different ropes,
It's like in D&D, so it was always 60 foot of rope. Yeah, 50 or 60 foot.
A
Yeah.
bedroll, a bottle, some paper, and some rope, or a rope.
Oh, do you know, Alqua in the chat has just said, if the tunnels were dug by non-human beings, it might be a colony of Umber Hulks.
Oh no.
Confusion coming your way, people. That's what they did, isn't it?
who's they?
It was
Yeah,
Umber,
Hulks.
Umber Hulks cause confusion.
Mhm.
And Darcy Ender said, oh yeah, I forgot Hazra has a claustrophobia. It's claustrophobia or something.
Not an entire ideal situation.
No.
And it's coming up on nightfall.
That was my other point, and your Bay of Hail is still
It's going
glowing.
out.
Yeah, but it's not going to be up for much longer.
I wish that while you were down that tunnel, Cyrus, you might have checked out a few more things and maybe pecked a few of those eggs to death.
Yeah, but I was a little bird and I didn't want to be eaten by some giant tunnel monster. So
First off, pretty sure you said you're a hawk, even though you looked like
An owl.
an owl.
first off, I didn't go to
an
school,
owl is
so
still a
I'm not
predator.
I'm not learned, okay?
I'm not a learned.
Also, if there was a
Bird
giant tunnel
connoisseur
monster
like
down
you.
there, you could have mentioned that sooner. I think that goes at the top of the list.
Hazra, I think you need to intercede a party leader here. I think they're getting out of control.
The children are revolting. Yes, see, we must climb down, I think. As Cyrus has said, the blight is coming from the north through the tunnels and then coming up through the well.
Is it better to make camp up here where the buildings are still intact, or to crawl down and then make camp in the cave?
It's not worth sleeping in the building because it's rotten and the floor
No.
is safe.
Isn't? I thought that everything was like pristine, like
No,
not the cave.
Yeah, the outside.
The outside
Oh,
is,
the
yeah.
outside is.
The inside's been torn to shreds by these imps. By the looks of it.
Question is though, do we want to risk the climb when it's getting dark?
Well,
And also, you don't all have to take the same option.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the climb.
I
Sorry,
think we
Captain.
have to take the
Some of
same
you can
option.
jump.
Bartleby, can you roll law monsters for me, please?
Yeah. I can do an athletics check to show how bad I am at it if you want me to do some jump.
No, I
Yeah.
just need law monsters.
I've got law politics.
the
Is that close enough?
Oh boy.
Let me reload my
Aw.
character sheet.
I was
hey, rolled.
looking forward to Goblin of the Week.
Yeah. Bartleby, you have no recollection of these imps at all.
But what I will say is that an owl could definitely peck the eyes out of a goblin if goblins were born from eggs, which they are not. So, like, if you ran into the goblins in there, you could have done a little exploring, Cyrus. I'm surprised at the amount of restraint you've shown today, minus that mouse.
Sorry, I just want to be very clear with my insight and be able to share that with the group. My bad. Decided for once not to be the Lone Ranger in this case.
You could have maybe tried one of those tunnels back up, see if it connects.
I could have, or I could have died. So that's the whole
So
thing.
we want to.
that's-
So then, do we want to travel north then and see if we can find the source above ground?
Well, I don't see the difference between going down at night time as during the day because it's still going to be dark down there.
Yeah.
We're going to be tired. And you know how Cyrus gets when he's tired.
Well, in which case, let's take a break. Let's find somewhere safe to camp.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Maybe we should check the
Gotta go
that
about
little
4
house
days
over there
to find somewhere safe to camp.
Oh yeah, little house on the prairie.
Yeah. All the shed, this little house, and the big house are all very similar. They have some tubes in as well, some tunnels going down. Just so you know, you also find tunnels in these trees and in the trees up to the north as well. It seems that it's quite easy to figure out, even if you have a low insight, that these imps probably arrived where they did by flying up the tunnels from below and coming up to surround you.
And if you stay their eggs down there, then they'll have hatched down there and come up that way. If it's that,
If those
are in the eggs,
yeah, you do feel that maybe Hasra or Bartleby, if you had a closer look at the eggs, you're just really going from Cyrus's excellent, may I say, Cyrus, excellent description of them when you came back up.
Cyrus did say that they were like, it looked like there was like bat wings inside the eggs, and that sounds very impish.
It was made, the outer skin was a little bit like bat wings, yeah.
So perhaps
like that
a
membrane rather than a shell. Yeah.
Perhaps Cyrus,
Brussels sprouts.
you can head back down there, peck them out, or bash them, or set them ablaze. However you want to do it. Prevent these monsters from coming after us in the night, and then maybe you can give us some recon from above. Let us know if there's a good spot to move to rest, so that when we go down there tomorrow to seek out the source, you'll be full of your power.
And you can stand at the bottom and catch Bartleby when he falls.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll definitely catch you as you fall 60 meters to the ground.
It's 30 meters.
It is.
It's gonna feel like 60.
Don't exaggerate.
Yeah, I think Cyrus might have tossed you in the air.
Oh, okay. So I failed the first 5 rolls, obviously.
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
I mean, if you can't do it, it's fine, Cyrus. I just thought it might be a good thing, right, Captain?
I take it
Captain
you can't
Hazard.
turn other
Sorry.
people into birds. It's just you, right?
correct. Only him.
Because that would have been really handy.
Cyrus's
I mean,
eye probably twitching a bit.
Cyrus, my
out of
friend,
frustration.
I think you are a wonderful person, and you have so many fantastic talents that you do. But I think Bartleby, maybe it's onto something here. Maybe you should go down again and have a play with those egg things and see what's inside.
Have a smashing good time.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
I don't know how
Screw
often
it.
you can turn into this beautiful bird you do.
As many times, it's just like a spell that he has, so he just has to fuel it with his magic points.
All right. Here I
Could you
do it.
fly down and turn back to yourself and fireball some things.
Or turn into a bird that has a beak.
but you can't
No.
see. Maybe set your sword on fire when you're down there. I'm going French. Oh.
And into a paladin,
and-
you can still speak spells.
Yeah.
So are
Anyone to
you,
fireball?
Cyrus, are you turning into an owl again, flying down, but then turning back into a human once you get down there?
Yeah. Yes.
So you would need then a source of light.
Which will be your sword, won't it? A glaive, sorry.
Yeah. I'm
So
gonna
you then
use-
have to cast. So once you materialize back into Cyrus, you'll
Yeah.
need to use folk magic to sort out your.
Exactly.
And then you can have
Okay,
a
then.
sneak down there, get your
You've got
magic
some big
points
magic
back.
up here.
Yeah.
I have enough magic
Uh-uh.
points, guys. It's definitely using a lot of them.
Okay, then. So, is that what you're going to do, Cyrus? I don't want
Yeah.
to force you into anything.
I want to force him.
You're not forcing me.
Yeah, Ezra and Bartleby.
Some
Okay,
peer
then.
pressure.
So first things first, you need to roll your invocation spell casting time again to turn into the owl. That's absolutely fine. So you then fly down there,
Mhm.
and then you'll cancel your spell. So you now need to roll your folk magic spell to put Fireblade on your glaive. Nice. So, and that will have taken you 2 magic points.
Yep.
Okay. Just one, if you just bear with me 1 second. You're in trouble. Something's come along. Duh, 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 duh. Right, let me just. Sorry, my map on this one is still in meters, still in feet rather than being 1.5 meters. So there we go. And then that allows me to change your thing to. Right, let me just make sure that that is working. I don't think. Oh, I know why not. Let's put you onto the right layer, and that is working now. That's the one I want. And I want you there. Can you see, Cyrus?
I see. Not great. Actually, I do have a question. The water doesn't get like deep at all in any area, right?
No. Well, you're sort of like you probably didn't land in the water because that would be stupid. You probably landed here. It seems to be sort of like ankle deep. But it looks, as you can see, there's various things floating on it. It looks very not peat boggish. It looks more marshy. Okay, just so people on the stream and watching the stream is aware, the only person at the moment who can see this map is Cyrus. That's correct, players, isn't it?
Yep,
No
it's
one
all
else
going
can
over our
see it.
heads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cyrus, when you have just sort of like here where I'm pinging, can you see that?
Yeah.
You notice that one of these tunnels that you think connects to the higher up comes out, and it's about 2 meters from the ground. You sort of like hold up your glaive to try to get to the ceiling, and it's quite high up. You're not reaching it with your light at all. Just to let you know, you might be thinking, well, there's no eggs on here. The eggs are all around the floor.
Got it.
Okay, so you're sort of like walking in between them. At the moment, you're in a cluster that has been broken open.
Mm-hmm. I wish I knew more about monsters and whatnot. Like, you know, had a lore skill about monsters or something. Gosh, only we had someone.
It's okay to feel hurt from
You
me
need to learn
bullying
to
you.
turn into a bird big enough to carry Bartleby.
So look at the tunnels. Does it look like the tunnel probably goes all the way up to the farmstead?
You're not 100% sure. It looks like it could. You also notice that there doesn't seem to be much blight on it either. You're not too sure why. It seems to have some blight on it, but almost like on the roof part, if that makes sense, but on the bottom part, not so much.
And how large is the hole?
It's about human width if you put your arms in, or imp width.
Got it. Okay, so not enough for a human to go through. Just
a human could slide through it and down it, but they couldn't crawl. They would have to be like on their backs or on their fronts to get down it.
Yeah, and that's none of us want to do Die Hard tonight. I'm gonna keep walking around a bit.
Okay, is there anything that you would like to go and investigate?
I'm gonna check out one of the eggs that are unhatched.
Okay, yeah, so if you come over to this part here, in this corner, there's about 6 to 8 eggs. They seem to be resting in the blight, and it's almost as if give me a formidable insight check.
I don't know if I can do this twice.
Can.
So you I know.
That's crazy.
It looks as if the eggs are gaining nutrition
From the blight?
from the blight.
Yeah, okay.
You notice here that now that you've got your light with you, it's sort of like reflecting, it's sort of like making the membrane more translucent. And you can see that in all the eggs that you can see, what seems to be moving around are little imps. This cluster here seems to be quite far on in their development. They look very much like the size that you were fighting upstairs.
So the eggs definitely belong for imps, right?
It definitely looks at just over here. You sort of like come over here to have a look, and there's a cluster of them, but they seem to be, you can almost like see the little embryo inside, and it's just sort of like you can see it's got a heartbeat, but it seems to be a lot less developed than the one next to it. You do notice, by the way, on the one that was, the one that you came down to, and the top of the shell is broken off, etc. When you look like in there, they've been gone a long time, if that makes sense. It's very dry inside. It doesn't look like they just hatched in this batch here. In any case.
Okay. I wonder, and you said I can't do this. I can't, from my fire blade, create a spell off that, right?
Correct.
All right.
You can't animate fire.
Okay, from my fire blade.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a light or torch or anything? I just want to be able to kill a lot more than just hitting one at a time. So I want to see if I have.
Why not
with
use
me.
rack?
Or cut the lichen or the blight that's feeding them.
Or stab them with your
Glaive.
Yeah,
But he
I
doesn't
was
want
gonna
to do one at a time.
I want to kill a lot at a time because I don't want to awake a whole bunch of them and all of a sudden have an issue.
Do you have any
Why
oil?
not use rack?
I'm gonna use rack. But I'd also have this too. I have some flask oil. So I'm gonna pour some flask oil on one of the eggs.
Okay.
And then I'll do I have I have a what do you call it? Flint and steel. So I'm gonna try flint and steel it, try ignite it, and then go from there and start a mixture of my animate fire and rack. And then
Okay, then
kill
I
all
need
of
to
them.
know. So hang on. So you're pouring oil over these here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you're going to try and set it on fire with your flint and steel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
then what you're going to do?
Use that fire to animate while combining with rack, and I'm just going to destroy all the eggs around me. Like I
Okay,
essentially make another thing, maybe 4.
So that would be another 5 turns if you're doing it the same as before you cast it. Is that what you're saying?
Actually, instead of igniting, instead of pouring it on an egg, I'm probably just gonna make a puddle and then ignite it right there in the puddle, and then base it off that. So that way, I because I don't want to awake any eggs as I'm trying to cast this. Does that make sense?
So let me get this right. It seems that you want to use the oil to get a fire in order to animate it. Is that the plan?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so it won't be as big as the one that you created off the haystack, mainly because it's as good to be a pool of oil.
But I imagine that all I have to
burning.
do is, before to animate the fire, all I have to do is have a little bit of fire source in order to make it something else.
You animate what you have. So if it was like a candle, so the size of it is related to your actual cubic meters of your elemental if you cast it.
Well, never mind then. I'll just do rack then.
And so you want to do rack on these that are just here.
Yeah.
Is that what?
Yeah, I'm sure, essentially, and I'll do like, say, put 2 towards distance of my pool, not my pool, but my shaping points. 2 towards distance, and then the rest I'm gonna
range.
Yeah, range.
Do you mean range?
Yeah, range, and then from there, the rest of the pool I'm gonna put towards targets.
Okay, so what range do you want to cast it at?
So
because you're limited by your light range as well.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, because you have to, if you remember, to cast a spell, you must be able to see what you're casting. So if you're there and you're going to cast it there, then that's like
that's just the one range anyways. So
this is like 1.5 meters here.
Yeah, I'll just never mind. I'll just do all towards targets, all my pool towards targets.
Okay then. So it's just racked by itself, and you're just putting your shaping points into targets. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay then. So roll your invocation spell.
Sorry, where are you? You're here.
Yeah, so you cast the spell. So, and what do you want to fire the rack at these eggs? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay then. So, are you going for separate targets or the one target?
I'll just do my rolls of in this case 8d8. So
Yeah,
doing 8
so
different targets.
So you're doing 8 different targets.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, then. So therefore, you'll need to just roll. We can do 4d8s and divide it by however many you're targeting it by. So how many targets are you going to do it up to?
8.
Yeah.
So would it be 8d8?
Yeah, just roll 8d8s and we'll just divide it by 8 as it comes out.
Ugh.
Yeah, so these the little sort of like globes of fire appear. Has Rack always been globes of fire for you? I think there were
it's whatever I want it to
tendril.
be, really.
Yeah, but really and truly, once you learn a spell, it stays in that form, you know. So, but we can have fireballs. That's absolutely fine. So, yeah, you sort of like fire out these spheres of fire, and they sort of like go into the eggs, and it sort of like pierces the membrane, so that there's sort of like the goo that's inside, like the amniotic fluid, just sort of like starts to seep out of it. And you notice then the embryo sort of like tries to move about a little way as the liquid sort of like drains out, and they're just sort of like left inside the egg. The egg almost like deflates, and you sort of like see the little embryo on the bottom, and you slowly watch their heartbeats slowly, and then just stop.
Nice. Essentially, I'll just go around just exterminating all of them like an overpaid exterminator.
Underpaid.
Well, maybe underpaid. Yeah, that makes more sense. So I'll just kind of walk around.
Okay, so this cluster here, where you are at the moment, those were the underdeveloped ones. So do you want to come over to this one and hit the membranes of these developed ones?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, then. So you have your rack spell and you sort of like fire it out again. It goes, but it has a completely different reaction on this one because the imps are developed. As they sort of like come in, it's not sort of like a blob and a seep of amniotic fluid. What happens is that it sort of like hits the membrane, and you almost like hear a sound, as they seem to be a lot harder on these more developed ones, which accounts for the ones that had lost their top that you saw before. And then out of them like spawns these the imps. Just 1 second. I thought I'd left an imp on this page somewhere, but I don't think I have. Okay, no. So out of these sort of like eggs comes 6 to 8 of these imps. Let me just find their token for you. Oops. Here we go. Right. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's 6 there. So let me clear the order here.
Tell me when I'll roll my initiative.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it. Roll away. Now, the first thing I have to remind you now is that this is not the same combat as the one up at the top.
Mhm.
That was like Hordes, so this is now like normal combat, so to speak. So yeah, so you head off. You go first on your 13.
All right. Do I roll again for my attack, or just roll my damage?
You need to roll invocation again because you've changed your targets.
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you fire your fireballs out at them. So I need your damage separate this time now because I've got separate imps. So let's do. Do you want to do one damage hit location, or do you want to do different hit locations for each of the imps? It'd probably be better just to do.
Yeah.
Simplify it.
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's the
It's
simplified.
up to you.
What's the most simplified version of this? Probably do one. Yeah, we'll just do hit location, the same hit location for all of them, right?
Yeah, so just roll 1d20 and wherever it goes, it hits all of them in the same location. Yeah, that sounds good. 16, which I think is one of their wings.
Probably kind of good.
Yeah, so do some. Do you just want to roll 1d8 and just apply that to every single one? Yeah, sounds good. 5. Okay. Okay, so the fireballs go. I think you had 8 targets, didn't you?
Yeah.
So they sort of like go ching 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 ching, and they go out and they sort of like pierce the wings of these imps, sort of like searing through the imps, and they sort of like they look like they have about they don't look like the wings are falling off. Or anything like that. They do look like they're damaged though, as they start to fly. Towards you.
Mhm.
Okay then. So these are 48 is my to hit roll. I'll just do one for them all. All right. Okay. So they all try to claw at you while they're in the air, and there's a whole load of scrambling, but you think they're actually damaged. Their wings is making their flying a little bit unstable as they come in. So we're going back to the top of the combat round. Combat round 2. So you're up again.
Okay. Should I?
So you don't need to roll to hit again because you're firing the same target.
Mhm.
So I just need the hit location and the damage.
13.
A 13, yeah, and damage. Okay, so these they seem to be unable to fly now, and they're down on the ground. They still seem to be coming towards you. They seem to have really little mouths that they're quite determined to have a nibble. But on their round, on their turn on 12. They actually started to make their way on the ground. I don't have. I only have 2 action points. So if you have 3, you'll have another round of your spell to. Nice.
What's 17?
That's the same as the left wing that you hit
Okay.
before. It's on 16 and 7. So. Okay, I just need to make an endurance roll as this, because now they've got serious wounds. So their endurance is, well, normally it would be 45, but I'm going to say that because these are just hatched out, it's going to be 27.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So they failed that roll, and so they all sort of like they're on the ground, sort of like flopping around. They seem to be unconscious or slowly bleeding out at the moment.
All right, I'm gonna walk past them and continue, hopefully obliterating any other eggs that I see.
Right. So just the whole base of the cavern is covered in them. So say, for example, if I move you here, you've got another cluster here and another cluster here, and then one in the middle. And then this is where you started.
Yeah.
You can see there's a cluster here. It seems that wherever this blight is, there is a cluster of these beings. So is the plan therefore to go around the whole of the cavern, doing this throughout?
I'm scared to the point to where if I keep doing it, I'm going to get to a point to where either I run out of time on my attacks or I start running into more dangerous enemies. And I don't want to die here alone.
Yeah. Just can you see the wall of the cavern here
that I'm standing on?
Yeah. Can you see the wall here?
No,
yeah.
I can't see that.
All right. So you know, as the bird, that this cavern is quite big because you've flown round it. So to give you an idea, what I'll do for you, since you have seen it as a bird, I will switch on daylight mode so you can see it all. Okay. And then switch it off again. So can you see the rest of the cavern now?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's yeah.
Formidable.
Yeah. I don't think I'll be able to kill all those. For sure.
Just to remind you that these here, they only attacked you
when you
attacked. Yes. There was no reaction up to that point.
The only issue is, so I do want to like head up the tunnels to the north, but I really don't want to do it alone.
I think that's a very wise move.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna kind of.
You've probably just to let you know, you've probably got enough room, sort of like from here over to here now that is clear. You know, I think that was a conversation beforehand about camping down here. You do have now space. You have cleared out enough eggs to have a clear space to camp.
Yeah, but can I get the others down here? I
wasn't sure.
Yeah, I don't know what their plan really is.
I thought Bartleby said he didn't want to climb the rope.
Yeah.
I thought I said maybe you could turn into a bird and find somewhere nearby that we could camp. After you did all the clearing out, of course.
Yeah.
So there's a part. Oh, do you mean up on top, Bartleby?
Yeah, I think.
Like he needs to become a bird to come back out. So you may as well go up into the sky and do a little quick scout, and then come back down and say, "All right, Hazra, this is the direction."
Hazra's not very good at finding campsites.
He's got great survival.
Once Cyrus has flown back up and found us a camp, he can set the camp up, make us some food, and take first.
He says he does everything.
Fair.
He's the main character you said at the beginning.
He is the protagonist. Yeah,
the protagonist.
So
yeah.
Well,
I'll
you've
do
done a
it.
good job down here, Cyrus.
There we go. See, I did my own private mission as the
This is your
protagonist.
own private little game.
Yeah.
This is. Yeah.
Just me and Enwills while you guys watch. Ah.
So,
You
do
little
you wish to?
voyeurs.
Do you wish to fly back up the top now?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so roll your invocation spell
Yeah, invitation. That's right.
because you need to turn into a bird again.
Don't mess up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
Let
Getting a
Let
little
me-
spent from all your magic.
yeah. All right. I'll fly back up and then fly past everyone and see and kind of look up north to see what my
Are you
eyes.
back on? Are you back on the main?
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna fly up north to see if there's any area that garners my attention.
Yeah. What are you? Tell me what you're looking for, so I get the right sort of like campsite. Because you don't have a survival skill, do you?
Oh, sorry. I don't necessarily. I'm honestly what I'm more intrigued on is if I can see something far out that displays, hey, this is actually the source of all of the the blight. I want something to
So-
see more obvious, like okay, it definitely gets more concentrated up there or something.
So the place it gets more concentrated is at where you are at the well. All the bright light feeds into this
Okay.
well. That's where it is. I mean, you could probably camp just up to the north here if you people can see where I'm clicking
Yeah.
by this wagon. There's some wood there. There's some decapitated, sort of like deadened trees up there. It's probably a safer place than out in the open where you are now. Hazra, just make a survival roll as well for me.
Certainly, yeah.
Nice.
How about this hotel over here?
So Hazra comes back with a caravan. Hazra sort of like suggest really well that sort of like up here, I've just moved you all up there. You can actually the blight is still on the ground, but you can put bits of wood on it to sort of like protect yourselves, and you got your face masks up.
How about
So
inside the wagon? Is that got blight in it as well?
Yeah, it's probably got a bit of it because it's keeping everything in structure of it. You're never going to be rid of the blight, but this is probably the best place to be. And as long as you keep your face masks on, you're safe. Which I'm assuming that you're not taking them off until you tell me that you're taking them off. Yeah. So this might be a good place to actually camp out for the night. Is that going to be the plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then. So as always, because remember, there's some not very nice things that fly around at night. Thank you. If you'd like to click on your token, hover over the dot, and while you're hovering over it, click a number. So Bartleby's got third watch, which means it covers the midnight hours. In the midnight hours, they cried more, more, more. What are you doing, Cyrus? That 0. You'll just go to not
I
sleep.
did the most work. I get the sleepy nights.
Merrick's going first. Tarek, it'd be good for you to get your
Oh, what did I do? What did I just
Where-
do?
Did you
what
just
did
explode?
you do? You just left the map altogether. Did you delete your token?
I might have pressed backspace because I wanted to get rid of the 0, but I didn't realize.
And you removed your token. What number do you want to be?
I'll do 5. I'll at least get a good night's sleep without, and then wake up early.
And Tarek, that means you're on 2, if that's all right.
Yeah, I still haven't yet to figure out how to actually make the number appear. Because I hover
Okay,
over one of the colors and press 2 and it doesn't.
Right, not the colors at the top.
Okay.
Okay, so you click on your token and there's a little circle icon directly underneath.
Oh, that one.
If you click on there, you can see all the colors. Hover over the 3, but the blue, but don't click it. Just hover over it and then there you go. Yeah. And then when you want rid of it, you just click the blue dot again and it will go. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Are you coming on 6? Are you having a little bit of a? I presume you're coming on 5.
Yeah,
that's just 5, but he's going to get up late.
Yeah,
he'll start paying attention when we're in the tunnels.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay then. So that seems to be a good place to stop it for today. Just can I say that when we next play, we're starting on the night. We're not starting in the morning.
Uh-oh.
Okay, because as you know, there's certain things that go around at night in this place, which are not pleasant. So something might happen during the night. So that's where we'll start. But if people manage to survive through the night, then you will get your some or all of your magic points back, depending how well you get through the night. Unless you're really tough like Hazra, and you don't need magic points at all.
No,
you don't really need to. And if Bartleby ever gets his wish and gets the gift of not having to have sleep as a theist of Amriel, then he will be the person who keeps watch all night because he won't need sleep at all.
Nobody's gonna go for that.
That's right. I never.
You're like, no, we need. That's just weird.
I think that would be really good. You just don't have to sleep. I think it'd be excellent. Right. Okay, then. So well done, everyone. Killed some imps and know what's down the well, know how to get down the well, but probably need to decide how we're actually going to do it next time. So we go start from this point in our next adventure. So thank you to the players. Thank you to everybody in chat as well. Mr. Pickles, would you like to talk about your podcast?
Yes, we're going to have a new episode. I'm either uploading it tomorrow or Monday. I still have to listen through it. Brad did the editing this time. Anyways, it's called And I Took That Personally. It's the show. You can find it on Apple, Spotify. The episode we're releasing is about Stay Alive, the horror movie from 2006 or something. It's bad, and we laugh about it. And then this week we're going to be recording for our Wonkaverse episode. We talk about everything Willy Wonka, and so that should be fun.
What? That's not horror.
No, that's not horror, but
it is to some people.
Yeah, we just talk about whatever we want, and Brad is like, let's talk about Wonka.
I always thought they were like horror movies that you talked about, but obviously not.
Most of them are.
I think it's just that there's a bigger selection of bad films to talk about in that genre.
Yeah.
So John Travolta in that Staying Alive one?
No, not that horror movie.
Do you know Grease was actually on tonight? I haven't seen that film for ages. Medivac, would you like to tell them about all your games that they can come along and view?
Why, thank you. Yes. Tomorrow night, Sunday, about 7:15 p.m.
Baldur's Gate.
Thank you. Then on Monday night, about 7:15 is Night's Black Agents, where we delve into the gothic vampire. What if Bram Stoker's Dracula was a handbook? There you go.
Based on Mythras imperative
Based
rules.
on Mythras imperative rules, yes, thank you. And on Thursday night, a change from the norm. We finished our first book of the Enemy Within Warhammer campaign, and now we are doing Pathfinder 2E.
Oh, isn't that what Chuggerwugger plays?
I have no idea. But we're doing it, yes. So I have my Pathfinder book and things, which.
Do you know,
I played first edition, but not second.
Yeah, this is our first delving into second remastered, so it should be good.
Do you know the channel Table Story? It's a Twitch channel called Stable. So Chuggerwugger plays Pathfinder 2E. So Table Story is actually playing Pathfinder 2E, I think it is.
Oh, brilliant.
But it sort of like says on their description that they're new to the game, and so they're still learning the rules, etc. But it's one of these when they all get dressed up.
Oh, right. So, yeah, we used to do that randomly.
Yeah. So there's a lizard witch, just a lizard man witch, who has green paint on him and carries a staff and has a hood up and everything like that. So it's really good. I really like the clerics. They're not called clerics, but they have this spell that she casts, and if any damage is done to a party member, she actually absorbs it. Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah.
I love that. So so do check those out. And that's on Thursday, did you say,
yep, about 7:15.
7. Brilliant. And anything else?
No, that's it for me. Thank you. Brilliant. Apparently on Saturday I play another game called Mythras.
Yes. And I hear you have a really good. I think you have a really good GM for that one.
Apparently so. I do. Yes, it's amazing. Yeah. He's kept me alive for years.
Depends how many luck points he gives us.
Yeah.
I've kept you alive, but I find it difficult to keep you awake. Sorry. Right. Merrick, do you have anything to say?
I don't have any streams or anything coming up at the moment, but
when are you going to do another map one?
Yeah, I need to get back to doing that, but to be honest, I've been suffering from insomnia for about the last month. I'm running on about 3 hours a night right now, and it's not helping me to do mapping streams. So I'm focusing at the moment on the games I'm running through Start Playing Games. So I've got a Deadlands game for tonight and the next 2 weeks, after which I will be doing some more Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. So if anybody's looking for an introductory game of 5th edition, you can hunt up my game on startplaying.games. I mean, technically, you could hunt up my Deadlands game. It's literally starting in about an hour and a half, so you'd be diving in very much at the last minute. But I've still got a slot open if somebody wants to play.
No wonder you can't sleep if you're starting games.
Well, I work nights.
11:30.
So, during the week, I don't go to work until 8 o'clock. I start work at 8 o'clock in the evening during the week.
Message Hazra, he'll have some tips for you how to go to sleep quickly. Tarek, sorry.
I was just sort of summarizing what I just said, which is basically I'm not doing any streams at the moment. I'm focusing on the Start Playing Games, but I do want to get back to doing map streams because I enjoy mapping, and I have maps that I need to make, and if I'm going to make them anyway, I may as well do them on stream.
Exactly.
So just keep an eye out, and they'll turn up when they turn up.
Brilliant. Darth the End has just put well done in Wills for staying awake. Tarek.
I may be playing a homebrew session tomorrow on Skageth's channel. But
nice.
That's SKAGGETH twitch.tv.
What's it based on?
It's actually, the lore is slightly based off of the Summer of Dragons, that what was that?
Oh, right.
Dragonlance or Dragon. I can't.
Dragonlance, yeah.
Yeah, it's there's silver elves that are in there, and there's dragons, and it's loosely based off of that, or at least not based, but like inspired by. So
Brilliant.
it shares a lot of the same lore. I play a guy called Senzo that's a warrior, and I can't remember the
Ooh.
type of system it is. It's not D20, and there is parrying and
Nice. It's
and
probably Mythras.
there's like energy points, and it's a homebrewed system. So
Right. Brilliant. So that'll be on Skakka's channel. I once played a Starship Trooper game on his channel when he did a 24 hours stream.
Oh wow.
And I was a Starship Trooper guy with a
Nice.
big gun. Yeah. and finally, the one we've all been waiting for, Lord of the Birds, Cyrus.
That's right. Pay
What-
our money to come listen to Cyrus.
I'm not doing much. I actually tomorrow, now that you bring it up, I'm doing a live charity telethon. We're gonna do it for students who are limited in reaching their cap and their athletic ability. We have some good sponsors. We got Triscuits Crackers and Jockey's Woman Underpants Company, and I think we're gonna call it Crackers and Knickers Be Capping.
Oh my
But-
lord.
So I look forward to that.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I might have to edit that bit out. I'm not too.
Why?
I'm not too sure whether or not it's rude or not. As somebody said something in my stream today, and I just sort of I just said, yeah, and carried on. And the guy followed it up by saying, and as usual, it's gone straight over his head. So I have no idea what they were on about at all. So I just thought, yeah, okay. So brilliant. Well, if you want to go and watch that telethon, then check out Captain Kangaroo's channel. Yeah, thank you for coming along tonight, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, or we did. I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. As soon as I've taken my mom out for a walk and got back, I will be playing some ESO. And then, because I've been a little rogue and a thief in ESO, and I think I'm a master thief now, I thought I'll be really good at Assassin's Creed, and I've managed to find a trial version, free trial version of Assassin's Creed Mirage. So I'm going to try that out and see whether or not I really am a thief or rogue at heart. And then on the evening, I need to do some more GM prep. Just to finish off the ground encounter in this game, and then that will be done and dusted. Thank you for coming along and joining us tonight. We really do appreciate the support. And until next time, it's goodbye from me, goodbye, and it's goodbye from them.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys. Hey, you right there. Right.
The interesting thing is now your mics go off first.